You can cut calories, train hard, and still not lose belly fat. The culprit, your liver. When it's congested, it blocks fat burning and ramps up storage even without showing symptoms. The truth is simple. It's not a lack of effort. It's your liver locking down your metabolism. The good news is that there are direct adjustments that can change this situation faster than you might think. Few people realize that the liver is like the conductor of metabolism. It decides whether the energy from food will be used or stored as fat. When it's healthy, it keeps the body running in tune, helping to reduce belly fat naturally. But once it starts getting congested, the orchestra falls out of rhythm. The body begins to store fat, even with an apparently balanced lifestyle. This buildup doesn't happen overnight. Studies show that up to 80 to 90% of liver function can be lost without clear warning signs. In other words, a person can live normally, no pain, no obvious symptoms, while internally the risk of developing fatty liver increases with every poor food choice. It's like driving a car with a dirty engine. It moves, but never delivers the performance you expect. A practical example, picture someone drinking sodas with artificial sweeteners and eating fried foods made with seed oils every day. The body doesn't show immediate symptoms, but the liver works overtime to handle the overload. Meanwhile, fat cells keep receiving the signal to store more and more, especially around the abdomen. That's why so many people are surprised when the scale goes up, even without overeating. An overworked liver simply blocks efficient fat burning, creating a vicious cycle. And this is just the beginning. Silent daily factors, like poor sleep and chronic stress, can make the situation even worse. The body may handle a few sleepless nights, but the liver won't forgive that neglect. Deep sleep is when it kicks off the real liver detox process, repairing damage and regulating hormones. When rest is cut short or is of poor quality, the liver loses its recovery window, leaving room for fatty liver to advance. It's like skipping the nightly cleanup in a restaurant by morning. The mess just keeps piling up. Stress also plays the villain's role. Chronically elevated cortisol sends signals that disrupt fat burning and push belly fat storage. This hormone interferes with nighttime repair, keeps the liver on constant high alert, and weakens insulin sensitivity. Over time, this imbalance raises the risk of the liver becoming congested and unable to keep up with its vital functions. Here's a clear example. Someone sleeps just 5 hours a night, weighed down by worries, and wakes up already exhausted. To get through the day, they reach for coffee with artificial sweeteners and refined bread. The result is a cycle where the liver never truly rests. In this scenario, it doesn't matter how many calories are cut, the body still clings to fat because the conductor of metabolism is compromised. Studies show that simple practices like guided meditation, deep breathing before bed, or even light evening walks help lower cortisol and improve sleep quality. That's when the liver finally finds the space to restore its functions. And once sleep begins to realign, it opens the door to tackling another invisible factor that sabotages the liver. At first glance, artificial sweeteners seem like perfect allies. They deliver sweetness without adding calories. But the liver sees things differently. Research shows that regular use of sucralose, aspartame, ASEC, and saccharin is linked to up to a 78% higher risk of developing fatty liver. They confuse the brain, disrupt the gut microbiota, and send signals that interfere with fat burning, encouraging the buildup of belly fat. The impact goes beyond the misleading feeling of making a healthy choice. Studies indicate that these sweeteners can reduce insulin sensitivity by up to 18%, making it harder for glucose to enter the cells. When that happens, the liver is overloaded as it has to deal with the excess glucose circulating in the blood. The result? More fat deposits and less capacity for liver detox. Here's a practical example. Someone who drinks 2 cans of diet soda every day might think they're saving calories, but unknowingly, they're sabotaging their metabolism. Hunger increases, cravings for refined carbs spike, and the liver ends up trapped between excess glucose and chemical overload. It's a choice that seems harmless, but sets the stage for serious problems. A smart way out is trying a 72-hour reset, completely eliminating artificial sweeteners from the diet to allow the body to rebalance. During this period, switching to natural alternatives like organic stevia or monk fruit can help maintain sweetness without the same negative impact on the liver. And once that adjustment takes place, it opens the door to confronting another silent enemy that weighs even heavier on the liver: Few people realize it, but seed oils like soybean, corn, canola, safflower, and sunflower have slipped into almost every processed food. The problem is, they're rich in linoleic acid, an unstable fat that builds up in the liver and creates toxic byproducts like 4-HNE. Studies already show that these oils may be even more harmful than sugar when it comes to belly fat, since they directly promote the development of fatty liver. When consumed in excess, these oils change how the body handles energy, pushing it toward storage instead of burning. It's as if metabolism gets stuck in a jammed gear, making even exercise less effective. On top of that, they interfere with the natural liver detox process, slowing the liver down and leaving it more vulnerable to silent inflammation. A practical example is fast food French fries or packaged cookies. They might seem harmless in the moment, but they're loaded with high concentrations of seed oils. Contrary to what many believe, it's not just the frying itself that does damage, but the quality of the oil being used. That's why swapping these products for homemade versions cooked with grass-fed butter, olive oil, or avocado oil can completely change how the body responds, and the results show up in studies. People who replace seed oils with more stable fats see significant reductions in liver fat. It's not about cutting out all fats, but about choosing the right sources. And once that adjustment begins to take place, another essential point comes into focus. Refined carbs like bread, pasta, sugary cereals, and cookies may look harmless, but they act like flammable fuel for the liver. Rapid absorption causes spikes in blood glucose, which the body tries to neutralize by pumping out more insulin. This overload forces the liver to convert glucose into fat, fueling fatty liver and increasing belly fat. What seemed like just a snack turns into a silent metabolic problem. The good news is that the opposite path exists and is within reach. Fiber-rich foods. When someone adds beans, lentils, peas, sprouted grains, leafy greens, and fibrous fruits like green apples or pears, glucose enters the body slowly and steadily. This stability not only protects the liver, but also boosts satiety, reducing those sudden hunger pangs that push people toward poor choices, like products packed with artificial sweeteners and seed oils. A practical example, swapping white bread at breakfast for oatmeal with raspberries or chia seeds changes everything. This simple shift not only extends energy throughout the day, but also feeds the gut microbiota. And when the gut is balanced, the liver detox process gains momentum, since fiber helps flush out toxins along with bile. It's like giving the liver its own dedicated cleanup crew. Studies show that eating 30 grams of fiber per day can reduce liver fat to a degree comparable with strict, structured diets. This proves it's not always about cutting calories, but about making choices that ease the metabolic burden. And once the body finds this new rhythm, a powerful ally steps in. Light exercise, capable of triggering fat burning without draining the system. Many people believe that only heavy, intense workouts make a difference in metabolism, but the liver sees it differently. Daily walks, moderate resistance training, and low-intensity movements help improve insulin sensitivity without overloading the body. This kind of practice gives the liver the chance to balance energy and fat, lowering the risk of fatty liver and reducing belly fat buildup. The key isn't spending hours at the gym, but staying consistent. Studies show that light workouts of just 15 to 20 minutes, when done regularly, have a significant impact on liver health. This type of movement supports the liver detox process, as the body metabolizes nutrients more effectively and eliminates toxins efficiently. The secret is turning it into an accessible habit, not a marathon of sacrifice. A practical example, a 2-mile walk after dinner already helps stabilize blood glucose and ease pressure on the liver. Similarly, simple resistance band or bodyweight exercises like light squats and push-ups can be done at home in under 20 minutes. These small rituals create a healthier environment for the liver without draining the body. What's most interesting is that unlike intense training that raises cortisol and puts extra stress on the liver, light exercise works as a silent ally. It promotes steady energy burning without overload. And this is where nutrition comes back into play. Some fruits accelerate this process, while others can disrupt the liver's balance. Not every fruit is a friend to the liver, and understanding this difference makes all the difference in fighting fatty liver. Fruits like berries, grapefruit, kiwi, and green apples provide fiber and antioxidants that support the liver detox process and help control belly fat. Others, however, like bananas, grapes, mangoes, pineapple, and watermelon are high in fructose and low in fiber, overloading the liver and promoting fat storage. The real problem shows up when fruit loses its natural fiber, as in juices. Without the fiber barrier, fructose hits the liver quickly, creating almost the same impact as a regular soda loaded with artificial sweeteners. The body interprets it as an energy surplus, turning it into fat that silently accumulates in the liver. A practical example: swapping a morning glass of orange juice for a bowl of berries with chia seeds. While the juice spikes glucose and stresses the liver, the fiber and antioxidants in berries act as allies. Small choices like this give the liver room to recover instead of battling unnecessary fructose spikes. This doesn't mean tropical fruits should be banned. It means they should be consumed in moderation and ideally paired with extra fiber or protein. That way, absorption slows down and the liver's burden is reduced. And once the diet begins to realign, the next challenge arises: how to remove linoleic acid that is already built up in the liver after years of hidden seed oil consumption. Linoleic acid from seed oils doesn't disappear from the body overnight. It silently builds up in the liver and tissues, disrupting metabolism and making the liver detox process harder. The good news is that there are natural strategies to start releasing this excess. One is to supply the body with healthy fats like EPA and omega-3 south, found in wild-caught fish and high-quality fish oil. These fats compete with linoleic acid, helping dislodge it from the liver. Another powerful tool is intermittent fasting for 20 to 24 hours, done once or twice a week. This food-free window pushes the body to burn stored fat as energy, forcing the liver to mobilize old reserves. Studies have shown drops of up to 24% in linoleic acid in just 13 days of well-structured protocols. It's like giving the liver a rare chance to breathe. A practical example would be someone fasting for 22 hours and then breaking it with a meal of grilled wild salmon, avocado, and olive oil. This combination not only replenishes essential nutrients, but also keeps linoleic acid release going. That's very different from breaking the fast with white bread or a soda filled with artificial sweeteners, which would only congest the liver again. What's most interesting is that this strategy doesn't have to be extreme or restrictive. Small weekly changes already show results in liver function and in reducing belly fat. But beyond adjusting fasting and fat quality, there's a little-used natural resource that can supercharge this process. Moringa is considered by many experts to be one of the most complete plants when it comes to liver support. Rich in antioxidants, it aids in the liver detox process by reducing oxidative stress, which fuels the progression of fatty liver. In addition, studies suggest its bioactive compounds help regulate blood sugar by blocking enzymes involved in fat formation, directly impacting belly fat accumulation. Another interesting benefit of moringa is its effect on cortisol regulation. By lowering this stress hormone, it supports deeper sleep, which enhances the liver's ability to repair and restore its vital functions. It's not a miracle cure, but rather a natural resource that can improve the body's internal environment. A practical example: adding 500 to 1,000 milligrams of moringa powder or capsules to a daily routine, always prioritizing organic leaf-based versions over highly processed extracts. Many people mix the powder into smoothies with berries, combining fiber and antioxidants that work together to ease liver overload. This simple practice can be maintained consistently without major lifestyle changes. The impact of moringa becomes even more significant when combined with other strategies already mentioned, such as light exercise, reducing seed oils, and controlling artificial sweeteners. It's the combination of small adjustments that creates the right environment for the liver to recover. And when this journey of knowledge connects, it leads to the need to uncover the bigger issue: understanding the real silent problem that keeps so many people trapped in excess fat. The liver is the central key to unlocking metabolism. Simple adjustments like reducing artificial sweeteners, avoiding seed oils, controlling refined carbs, and adding fiber can ease the burden and support the body's natural detox process. On top of that, practices such as proper sleep, light exercise, and strategic nutrients like omega-3 south and moringa provide extra support. This content is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Results may vary. Always consult a healthcare professional before making drastic changes to your diet or training routine. If you want to keep learning how to put this knowledge into practice, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos.